Hey everybody, it's Travis with Lone Wolf Spiders, and for today's video we're going to be talking humidity. Now I'm not going to go into detail on how to maintain humidity. There's already enough information out there on how to do so. Everything that's out there is what I apply myself, just keeping a small water dish or a bottle cap in the enclosure at all times to make sure that the tarantulas are getting their humidity. More specifically, I'm going to be going over hygrometers. Hygrometers are tools that are used to measure the relative humidity. Now, some people use them, some don't. Some keep them in their enclosures. Some, like myself, keep them outside of the enclosure. Now, I haven't seen any videos on any hygrometer information or how to calibrate hygrometers or how to make sure your hygrometer is reading properly. So that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm a cigar smoker, so everything about cigars is humidities and temperatures. And getting hygrometers that can be calibrated are key. Some pet stores will sell hygrometers that are already pre-calibrated, which isn't always the best because you don't know if they're reading accurately. But I'm going to show you a workaround for that to make sure that you're getting all the proper readings for your percentages for your humidity. So let's jump into today's video. So what I have here are two different types of hygrometers. This one also measures the temperature, which I like to keep. This is the one that I keep up on my shelf. And this is just your basic analog hygrometer. This is what you would more commonly see at pet stores or in some different terrarium kits. It's going to be an analog hygrometer. Now, when dealing with hygrometers, when you buy ones that are not able to be calibrated, you don't know where it was calibrated at, like where it was first made. Their relative humidity is going to be different than where your relative humidity is in your state or your location. And there's really no way to know if it's reading properly. But I'm going to show you a trick for that. Now, if you get something that can be calibrated like this, I really prefer these. Easy to calibrate, easy to deal with. They come with a magnet on the back, and they come with a piece of metal that you can double-side stick tape anywhere. So if you wanted to put these in an enclosure, you can. I just mount mine on the wall, but when I'm trying to acclimate a tank like I was doing for my AVIC, I was able to just put this on the inside of the tank, put a piece of metal behind it, and have it, sit there inside the enclosure just so I could make sure that my humidity percentages were reading correctly. So what I'm going to do is dive into how in the cigar community we calibrate our hygrometers. So everything you're going to need to calibrate your hygrometer, you're going to want a Ziploc bag, something that's got a good seal on it. You're going to want distilled water, not tap water, regular table salt. No sea salt, no nothing, less sodium, nothing like that, just regular table salt. You're going to want a bottle cap, and you're going to need your hygrometer. Now, what you first want to do is fill up your cap with salt. Now you just want to take this up to the brim. You don't need it overflowing or anything like that. Then what you're going to do next is you're going to take your distilled water. Now, all I'm going to do is just make small drops. And just drop it in. You don't want this to overflow or anything like that. That looks about right. So if you can see, there's a little bit of water in there. It's kind of like the consistency of a thick slushy. I don't have water pooling out of it or anything. I don't have water pooling up. It's just the consistency of a really thick icy or slushy. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to put your bottle cap in, and you're going to put this at one corner of your bag. You're going to take your hygrometer and you're going to put it at the other corner. You're going to press the air out and we seal it. Now, with this next step, what you want to do is take this and place it in an area that's not going to get hit by sunlight. You don't want it to be in a well-lit area because it's going to affect your readings. So put this in a low-lit area for 8 hours. Now what's going to happen is this salt water is going to start putting off humidity. When you come back in 8 hours, your hygrometer should be reading 75%. Now, the reason I love this hygrometer, I'll post a link in the description below on where you can buy this if you're interested in the same one. Just a heads up, it's from a cigar company, so don't think you got the wrong link. But like I said, all of my hygrometers come from cigar companies. But the reason I love this hygrometer is because I can leave it inside the bag and make my adjustments as I need to do so. When you open this bag, your humidity is going to drop, your hygrometer is instantly going to be dropping in the percentage that it's currently reading. So I like to be able to calibrate something through the bag and set it where I need it. So I can set it at exactly 75. Because like I said, in 8 hours, the inside humidity of this bag should be at 75%. Now, when you have something that's already pre-calibrated, like what I mentioned before that come in the kits or you see in pet stores, say you can't calibrate it. Not an issue. You do the exact same thing. Put the salt in, put the hygrometer in, and in 8 hours, the inside of this bag should be at 75%. Go and look at what your hygrometer is reading. Now, if it's not at 75, it's not a big deal. Just write down the differences, like say it's reading 80%. Well, you already know that everything inside the bag should be 75, but your hygrometer is reading 80. Just always know that when you look at your hygrometer, you need to take 5 off or whatever you're off with. Make sure you write it down so you don't forget it. But that'll be the best way for you to maintain your humidity with something that cannot be calibrated. And again, don't put this in the light. Keep it in a low lit area. Just put it on a shelf for 8 hours. Come back and see where your humidity's at. And you should be good to go. So there you have it, guys. I hope today's video was helpful. Again, I didn't see any information online or in the forums or anything regarding humidity percentages with hygrometers, how to calibrate them or anything like that. If you guys have any further questions or want some more information, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. As for a couple of updates for the channel, I'm on the hunt for a couple of new teas, the Dolichothelate diamantinensis and the Nandu chromatis, so stay tuned. Hopefully I can track those down. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching, guys.